Brownfield anchor reporter Meghan Grebner. We're broadcasting from the OPI booth, number 541 at the 2023 Farm Progress Show in Decatur. If you're on your way out or you're making plans to stop by, make sure you pop in here. With us today, Adam Weiss. Thank you for taking some time to talk to us about OPI, and we're going to talk today about the value escalator. So let's start there.
Sure, yeah. So the concept at OPI is that we have an array of products that meet farmers where they're at today as far as their understanding and acceptance of technology. We're big on education, so we have free tools that are available that will educate the farmer on EMC content, just explaining those concepts. And the EMC calculator is free on our website. We also have a free product called Blue Seed, which is a pared down version of our OPI Blue platform that you don't have to purchase any hardware, but you can enter in your information about your bins and your crop, and it'll give you recommendations for fan runtime based on local weather at your site.
Adam, as you have farmers come in and out of the booth, what are some of the things that they're asking you about or maybe that they're interested in throughout the show so far?
So a lot of farmers, they come in and they've heard of temperature cables, but maybe they don't have any in their bin, or they have one that's 20 years old and they've never really used it. So we'll start with the education of what a temperature cable is and why you use it, what a moisture cable is and why you would use it, and then other products that we offer like CO2 monitoring and why that's valuable. And just talk about the value to them in terms of ensuring the quality of the grain, both in moisture content and quality, no spoilage. And then, savings in terms of energy usage. So it's just education, really.
I would assume that you're going to talk to farmers from all different scales and sizes. So and maybe all different acceptance and embracing technology. If you have maybe farmer who is reluctant to technology or hasn't kept up to date with technology, where do you start them?
Yeah, so certainly start with education and the free tools, and then once they see the value in that, then here's a good place to start is with a handheld unit. Very low barrier to entry, and you get to see the automated systems in action a little more manually, but at a very low cost entry.
So let's talk a little bit about what that piece of equipment does.
Sure.
In terms and how it works for growers.
Sure. So this is our blue light product that we're just launching soon, and this is a Bluetooth dongle, and basically you plug our moisture or temperature cables into it, and then there's an app on your phone that reads the cables. And so it's a manual process to walk out to the bin and plug this in, but you only need one of these devices for however many bins you have.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the more advanced systems that producers who are looking to upgrade or trying to improve safety features on their farms that you guys offer.
So actually, and this is where the concept of that escalator comes in, if a farmer uses a handheld device like this and sees the value, right, but still needs to physically travel to the bin, turn the fans on when it looks like it's time to turn the fans on, turn them off, then it's really easy for him to understand the value of, well, if I have a system that automates that and I don't need to travel to the bin, and it will turn it on only when it's good conditions to run the fans, then I'm moving up that escalator and getting more value out. But that's the next step, is instead of manually doing it, having a remote monitoring system. So you can use our OPI Blue system for automation, where you plug the cables into a cable node and that'll send the data up to the cloud. And moving up the escalator from there, once they see the value in remote monitoring, then we can automate the fan and heater control as well.
For those who are just tuning in, we're at the 2023 Farm Progress Show. We're in booth 541 at OPI, and we're talking with Adam Weiss a little bit about the value escalator here in OPI, but also about some of the technologies that you guys are featuring. When it comes to embracing these types of technology, how important is the safety conversation in that as well for on-farm safety?
Sure, safety is a big aspect of having an automation. We are big proponents of zero entry in bins, and one of the reasons you need to enter a bin is if it's been poorly managed and it cakes up and it's not augering out, so you need to go in and pound it out or chisel it out. And having a monitoring system so that the moisture content, the temperature content, when there's bad things, can prevent that, so you don't need to go into the bin.
Let's talk a little bit about products that are new for this year. Is that where that blue light comes in?
Yeah, OPI Blue is a new product. So this is replacing our StoreMax monitor. We had a handheld monitor for 20 years that was a kind of all-in-one monitor. And the blue light, just an upgrade in technology, and it's at a much more affordable price point.
That's also good to know. What about, where's the future of this type of management and advanced grain storage management headed?
Yeah, so OPI is always at the forefront of this technology, and this is all we do. We specialize in grain management technology. Technology in general will continue to advance, IoT type of technology, and we'll always stay on the forefront of that. But we will, continue to invest in the research and the science behind grain management to optimize, how to manage the grain with fans and heaters, and whether that's through AI or that's through our proprietary algorithms. But that's where we're headed.
How important is it when we think about kind of the economics of the situation right now for farmers, right? Cost of inputs for some things are going up. Commodity prices have tempered a little bit, to be able to protect this investment on their farm.
Yeah, the ROI on a system like this is one season will pay for the system, and it's really easy when you think about, the absolute worst time to sell grain is at harvest, right? Supply and demand, when everybody's selling. So first you need on-farm storage so that you can take advantage of carry in the market. But to be able to store and take advantage of that carry, you have to ensure that the grain in there is stored properly. And we've been doing this for 40 years, and that's what we do. We optimize the grain that's stored in the bin.
How impressive has the technological jumps been in the last 40 years when it comes to protecting the grain in the bin?
I mean, night and day. It's the same in every industry, and it affects the grain management space as well. IoT type of internet connection stuff is ubiquitous, whereas you used to have specialists to do that, and so now we really focus on the science of grain management, and the technology piece has gotten easier.
Adam, thank you so much for your time today. Anything you want to touch on before we let folks go?
No, thank you.
Make ssure to stop by booth 541 at the 2023 Farm Progress Show in Decatur and check out the OPI booth for Brownfield. I'm Meghan Grebner.